Hello and welcome back to Crew 42's coverage of the 2024 CCR Open, a DGPT Q Series here at Burchfield Park. We are back at Devil's Den, the original course in round 1 in Holt, Michigan. This is our FPO lead card, and we have a great round for you. Taking a look at our top 10 standings, we had quite a bit of movement in the top 10, with Kristin Tattar shooting course record, getting back on the lead card. My name is Zachary O'Hara, on the commentator's mic, and along with me, I've got Ceci. How you doing?
Hello, everyone. I'm excited for a good battle here in round 3. Ohn shot a neg 11 on this course originally, and she's back on our lead card again today.
Kristin Tattar officially having course record on both courses means that this is not over. Kristin Tattar can go pop off again, and Ohn's going to have to shoot either a spectacular round to keep the lead, or she's going to need Kristin to mess up. And hole 1 is pretty tough to mess up. Why is this one of the easier holes on the course?
This is a straightforward hyzer up the hill, 293 feet. All of our top women can reach this. There's nothing too tricky about it. The basket is on a little mound, but we've got solid putters on our card. They're not worried about it.
Yeah, you're not. As long as you're at the base of the mound, it's pretty easy putt. It's also worth noting Kristin Tattar's course record for the FPO. If you were, because they played the same pad, same basket, some of the pars were a little different. If you were to translate her score into the MPO pars, she would have been like top 3 scores of the day. She absolutely shredded.
Ohn put hers at the base of the basket there. Should be a straightforward putt. Kristin Tattar is second on the box. Throwing the hyzer. Skips up over the mound a bit, but stays close.
Yep, not too bad. Should be a pretty manageable putt. We get Cadence for back-to-back rounds. We've seen her in a couple coverages on the tour before. Very capable player. She's a bit back from Kristin Tattar still, but has an opportunity to solidify a podium. And if anyone falls off a little bit, she has an opportunity to get some strokes on people. Maybe she can make a comeback happen.
And new to the coverage from yesterday is Holly Finley.
This is looking really good from her, and
she rolls right up the mound.
Yeah, CTP of the group.
Yep.
Feels good to have that. Ohn with a bit of a tester putt for mere mortals.
Yeah, easy for Ohn.
Honestly, I think for her, that's such a bad sign for her to get a tester that's close, because now she's going to feel dialed. That's Ohn feeling tiled on the green is dangerous for everyone else.
Yep.
Looks like we actually might just start off our round with a star frame, with Holly being CTP. Everyone else had already tapped in their birdies, which I spoke too soon. That spits out early left, but hole 1 being the second easiest hole in the day, averaging 2.66, as we have 1 par and 3 birdies. 40% of the field getting the birdie on this hole.
Some must get for our leaders.
For sure. Hole 2, on the other hand, not the case. What's going on here?
Hole 2 is a par 3, 385 feet. You are aiming to throw your disc up towards the mouth of this tunnel on the right somewhere. The bushes on your right are disgusting. They are hard to get out of. So if you land somewhere in here, pitch up to the basket and take the 3 is the basic game plan. Some of our ladies might try to push it into the gap so they can have a longer putt with a look for 2.
385 is a pump.
Yeah.
For most. I really like Ohn's play. If you're not going to go for it, throwing a forehand here and just landing at the gap or even a little right, like where she's going, opens up the approach shot really nicely for the next shot. So she's in prime position.
Yep. Really depends what sort of upshot you want to have. Backhand, forehand. You should think about that. It's sort of a placement shot off the tee.
Come on. Go.
Beautiful drive.
Come on.
Wow.
That's insane. Let's take another look at that shot with our Disc Golf Threads replay. Look good, feel good, play good at your next event. Check out discgolfthreads.com. Get a Crew 42 shirt to support us and them. Kristin Tattar, maybe one of 4 women, I think, on tour who could probably reach this hole with any type of consistency. Puts a really good move on this. A little bit of hyzer, mostly a straight flight before the very end, and gets a couple good ground action kind of pushes to get it just absolutely parked.
And she bogeyed this hole in the first round.
That's right. She wanted an average par, so she needed to get the birdie here. She's 3 strokes back from Ohn. She has to be aggressive here.
Right.
I've said this earlier, we've seen in past years Kristin Tattar shoot course record at this course. So, I mean, 18 down is possible for her. She can reach pretty much everything.
Holly fading early. There is a backside route to this basket. I'm not sure she's in position to go for that either, but it is. You'll see MPO go for that sometimes.
Yeah, just a little too far left. And that's the danger. If you throw the backhand and you don't execute it, you're going to be a little pinched off, and she's just going to settle for the 4. Or at least a long look at 3 there because she was not in position to attack the basket.
Ohn with the backhand approach, fairly straight. Should be straightforward. Oh, going a little long.
Yeah, she may be giving that a run.
I think so.
Accidentally or on purpose, I'm not sure. But she's going to be just short, or just past the basket, excuse me. Cadence gets right there within 10 feet of the basket. Holly from deep circle 2.
This is her par look.
And she will have to settle for the 4.
Ohn with her 3, puts it in for the par.
Cadence saves her par nicely. Don't want to dig a bogey on this hole.
Nope. Kristin coming to tap in her birdie. This was the only birdie on the day for this hole.
Not surprising. I'm going to quick check. I'm going to see if we can even get better than that. This is hole 2. Taking a look in round 1. It's the only birdie on the weekend.
Wow. I mean, that was an amazing shot.
That's what it needs to get the birdie.
On to hole 3, which is a par 4, 480 feet. Our ladies are going to look to probably hyzer something out down just past these pine trees here, somewhere around them, and then make the approach into the basket. There is OB around the right side and behind the basket here. So the approach shot, you want to be aware of that, but we're definitely hoping to get a 3 on this hole.
How does the bowl impact the putting? Because normally you're used to putting at an elevated basket, and now you're doing the exact opposite. You're going down.
Almost makes it a little easier to run. It's not going to fly by it, right? It catches it on the backside. You're aiming it down rather than up. So I think it's a good opportunity to run the longer putts.
I don't think it necessarily makes it an easier putt, though, which is worth
Not necessarily, but
mentioning.
Easier to run from long distances without fear.
Feeling confident, absolutely. First tee shot by Tattar in a great position. Ohn Scoggins also in a good position. She actually pushed a little farther than she did in round 1, so she's in good approach place there, probably for a forehand. Cadence pushing this one a little straighter. This is going to be in a good spot.
Also looks nice. Anywhere just past those trees, great spot.
She's shade hopping, which is not a bad thing to do on this day. In all terms of what could be happening on this weekend, this prime weather, we actually had our worst, quote-unquote, hottest day that had a lot of cloud coverage because of potential rain on day 1. Day 2 was really hot, no clouds, but we were in the woods, so we got safe. And then today is the coolest day, so really prime conditions, and not too much wind either. This is the windiest day, though.
It was breezier in round 3 than either of the other rounds, but nothing too bad.
Yeah, nothing crazy. Ohn now with her approach. She actually has a straight shot at this one. It's almost a run. There is OB on the right there. You can see it roped and flagged off on the right side. There's also some OB on the left side. No problem for Ohn if she gets close to the basket, though.
That's another nice shot.
Very nice by Cadence. She's going to be at the edge of the bowl.
Kristin going with the forehand.
Looks like she's going around the left side.
Yep.
And is in the bowl, right by the basket. Great approach from her.
We can see there's a little bit of wind here based on the flag, but nice putt for the birdie.
No problem for Cadence. Hole plays as the easiest on the day today, averaging 3.51, so almost a half stroke under par, with 54% of our field getting the birdie. Sometimes when you see stats like that, you might see a hole get redesigned the next year like that. I don't know what Wes's plan with this course or this hole is. I think the course is really good as is right now, but that is definitely something to think about. Maybe next year that's the one that gets tweaked.
Right. It is sort of a separator between sort of this top tier is mostly 3ing it.
Yeah.
Some of the ladies lower in the division are getting more of the 4s. And then we go on to hole 4, par 3, which is one of the easier holes on the course, I think. Only 250 feet. Good for a little forehand up to that, or there's a turnover option. But the forehand's a little more straightforward in matching the shape.
Yeah, averaging 2.8 on the day. And I think this one actually makes sense to play a little more difficult. The forehand is just not a skill set that we see a lot of in FPO. There are some phenomenal forehand players, Kristin Tattar, Ohn Scoggins being 2 of those top-tier elite players. But not everyone is very comfortable with this distance at forehand. So very easy to mistake. And I think the backhand, even though it's very gettable from here, with a wind, a little breezier day, you might see mistakes like this from Cadence, and you're going to find yourself a little too short.
Yep. Hopefully she can make an upshot from there to save her par. We'll see.
She only has 150 feet or so. I mean,
right. The length of the hole it shouldn't be too bad. Holly.
Yeah,
also going with the turnover. A little low, yeah.
I like the forehand. If you have the forehand, I think just leaving it mid-height and using the hill to kind of go by the basket. Own really the biggest mistake, missing deep.
Yeah.
And, she still has a putt at it.
Nice upshot there.
Cadence's upshots during round 2 were phenomenal.
On point.
Yep, they're continuing here. She has back-to-back holes where she's getting herself nice and close. Holly with a little bit of a circle 2 run here.
Lofty bid.
Yep.
But
Oh, no. Trying to push Kristin, who's gotten 1 stroke on her already. Bangs this one. So no strokes to be gained for Kristin, but she needs this to match.
Oh.
Uncharacteristic miss like that.
Never really had a chance.
Yeah, a little low, a little wide. Not sure what happened there. But that means Own's going to get a stroke and go back to a lead of 3. Couple tap-ins here to end our card for par. Own the only birdie on the hole. And you're right, it does play as the 5th easiest hole on the round.
Which, when we think about our ladies getting 9, 10, 11 birdies the first round.
Since 2015, Great Lakes Disc has been supporting players at all levels, from local leagues and events to professional disc golfers on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. Visit GreatLakesDisc.com to learn more.
All right, that's going to move us to hole 5. We had a forehand kind of hyzer look on the previous hole. Now we have a backhand hyzer. A couple lines you can go for. What do you think the best opportunity to get a birdie look is?
I think the best opportunity is to aim at this pine tree we sort of see on the right-hand side of the screen here. Let it fade in to the basket and get yourself a birdie look.
Do you like going high or low?
Sort of medium. I am right at that tree at the back, sort of tree height.
Middle of that
middle
tree.
of the
Yeah,
tree.
yeah,
Yep.
okay.
Just let it fade in there.
We did see that quite a bit in round 1 from our players. This looks a
Just
little
like,
low.
yeah.
But if it gets ground action, it's going to be great.
Yeah, a little inside.
That's the
but-
problem. The grounds crew here at this park have done a phenomenal job. The course is perfect. However, because they maintain it the way they do, the skip action on some of these holes is not necessarily perfect.
This is true.
You got to make sure you carry the distance. And Kristin Tattar gets the distance there.
Yep.
A little deep, though. We'll see what she can do from there. Cadence now. Ooh, boy.
A little too flippy. It's fighting back.
Yeah, she needs some help, though. There's no OB along this long grass.
Nope.
That would be punishing.
Yeah. There's OB on this left side
Correct.
here, but none along the back.
I'm for it, by the way. I'm all for FPO, MPO having OBs that are just mean. Holly also going to turn that one over. But again, no OB over there, so they'll just have some obstructed approaches from here. Here's Holly.
Nice backhand approach. She's under the basket.
Makes that shot look very easy from the veteran. We're going from the veteran to the rookie, right? Cadence very early in her career at disc
Yep.
golf. She has a nice approach as well. Probably not willing to run that too much.
You know Own's running this.
She was a little obstructed. I was shocked too. She actually stepped to the right side there. I was a little
Yeah.
surprised that she took the left. I thought the right was a little more open.
Looked more open to me.
Kristin with a chance to take a stroke, but
Oh.
leaves it low. And you can see
She's
her,
frustrated.
Yeah. If her putt was on, she'd get another stroke here. Now she's lost another opportunity.
What?
Oh, those are not normal misses for Ohn.
No.
You can see the wind's kind of picking up on this basket. That could have definitely played a role for her dropping it a little bit. But that means Kristin will get a stroke again, and now the lead is back to 2. She's looking at that flag. She's like, wait, where's the wind? The wind disappeared. You could have waited just a few minutes.
I thought it was pretty swirly this day when we were out there. It would change directions pretty fast. It wasn't super strong, but back and forth.
Enough to affect you for sure. Hole 6 now, 644 feet. The drone's going to take this left gap. OB left along the long grass. Is it OB sand bunker?
Also OB sand bunker here.
OB sand bunker. You can take this left gap where the drone is. I think this is the best chance to get a birdie. You can take the right side as well. There's OB on the right long grass as well. I think it's a little trickier to get to the green in 2, though.
Yeah, definitely up that right side. Trickier, but left side you bring more OB into play. So
Very true.
Choose your battle.
You either want a lot of OB and a birdie opportunity on the left, or do you want less OB, a little easier line on the right?
Hit the rock to stay out.
Fortunate break for Tattar there. She's going to be in the fairway. Yeah, it looks like Cadence is saying, hey, I'm just going to take the easy 4. If I get a perfect drive, I might have a 3 look.
Yep. Going up this right side, you sort of have just a hyzer play, which is nice.
Oh, a couple spectators thinking they weren't in the way. Hey, here comes Cadence. Looks like Holly's going to match that right side as well. Uh-oh.
This is what you stay out of the sand pit.
Oh, she pushed
She
past
got around it. Okay.
Very nice. That for me, if you're taking the right side, that's not the line I tell you to do, but that's the best landing zone you can get to.
Yep. Ohn with the forehand down the left.
I don't know how she does that. That's so tough. That much anhyzer, that much stability, wind involved, and 2 rounds now back to back where she doesn't go OB. I mean, that's a credit to her skill. I mean, she really, that's not luck. She's very skilled at that shot.
Yep. Nice shot by Cadence. Another hyzer up the right-hand side. Not in range for the birdie, but has the upshot.
Tattar's going to need a bit of length on this shot to get a birdie look. This is looking a little low.
Again.
Not too bad.
That's
a look.
Yeah.
She really could use a long putt to go in. Maybe get that confidence for her putter going.
Yep.
Holly very close to that OB, but stays safe. And this is, again, that's a great spot to land. Maybe you do want to be about another 20, 30 feet right to kind of open up maybe a pushing hyzer, but tough to get to the green in 2 from there. Ooh, this could be good.
Big turnover.
No.
Catches some limbs.
You know, one of the big changes they made to CCR is that long grass on the left side of the big tree used to be OB, and they got rid of it.
Yeah.
Which I think is a really good move, because if you land in that, it's super tough. And so, like, you got to kind of earn it back.
Okay.
But didn't land in that. Luckily for her, she is going to be just underneath those long limbs. Holly with a great approach. Cadence trying to match. And 2 for 2. Tinks.
In the bowl.
Tap-ins. A low bowl putt means nothing if you're 6 inches from the pin. Ohn's going to scoot to the edge of the bowl. This is a pretty protected green for wind, though. You can see the flag really not moving. Tattar now with a chance to get another stroke. And that did not look as committed.
Not online.
Yeah.
Nope.
She really could just... if she can fix her putting in the next couple holes, she could be really dangerous. Because Ohn's really not setting the pace here that you would expect her to.
The fact that Ohn's had 2 little skip outs has really kept Kristin in it.
Down 2 through hole 6. Hole 7, though, things are not going to lighten up. Things are going to get just a little tougher, in my opinion. 630 feet, par 4. The tee shot is not the difficult part here.
No.
Just rip it, let it be on a little bit of hyzer.
Get it as far as you can out in this fairway.
100% fair rip. There is OB left and right, but like I said, you just leave it a little right, let it leak. Where's the difficulty in the hole at?
The second shot's another big one. You've got a couple trees in the way that you have to contend with. You really want to end up around the mouth here somewhere and then have an upshot into the green. So that placement on the second shot is important to give you that upshot. Too far left or right can be dangerous, and there is OB over there still.
I was not looking at stats when I made that comment about them being tough holes. 6 is the second most difficult hole in the course with 1 birdie by Rebecca Don. Hole 7 is the most difficult hole in the course. Yep. Like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
And I think a large chunk of that has to do, even with just a little bit of breeze, it makes trying to carry those extra distances safely with these added OBs a little trickier. And so I think a lot of people in the field, aren't in prime position, or you have a headwind, which makes the carry harder. And these distances, unless you have 2 perfect shots, are going to be difficult.
Yep. We see Holly getting turned a little bit, but comes back. She'll be in a fine spot. Maybe a little less centered than she'd like to be.
Oh, no.
Ohn pushing the inside a little bit more than everyone else.
Yeah, but she picks a little bit flippier of a disc,
Yep.
which she needs as she clearly gets closer to the OB than everyone else. I don't hate that because she technically will have a more hyzer line if she's tucked in left because those trees stagger in a way that hyzer opens up. Don't know if that was intended from her, but that's available.
The left side's definitely a bit easier. We see on the second shot, Cadence hit one of those trees that is up there. That's really what causes some of the difficulty. If you hit one of those, you've got a long upshot into a protected green.
Yeah, I was going to say, she's still 250 feet away from the green. The mouth of this green is 50 feet away from the basket, so you can compound strokes very quickly on this hole. Oh no. Trying to get in good position. Uh-oh.
Headed for that tree. She makes it through.
A little weight. Let's go. Got the distance. Because realistically, if you're going to hit the tree, just getting a little extra distance makes the approach much easier. Kristin's drive way up there.
Oh, yeah.
But you can see that. Even that little amount of wind is kind of playing with her disc. And now she's 60, 50 feet away from the basket on a anthill basket.
She's got a couple trees in her way for the putt, so...
Here's Cadence trying to penetrate into the guarded green here.
It's a nice shot. Oh, goes long of the basket.
Good tree nudge there, though, keeping her from not going too far.
This is Ohn's third.
Good angle control. Needs to slow down.
There. Oh. Nice tree. Now sit.
Don't do that. Okay. It's own range.
Yep.
It's a 25-footer in real life, but, equating putting skills, for you, it's 10-foot.
That's a nice up.
Mm-hmm. Holly making the correction. That's not what I meant. It's how I meant to say that, but she's going to be by the basket. Tattar with a chance to get the lead within 1. Cash.
Nice.
Huge putt from Tattar. It's going to get the stroke within 1. The only birdie on the hole for the day.
That's the second one of the day where she's the only birdie.
That's right. And she's going to need a round like that if she wants to catch Ohn, and she's doing it so far. Cadence keeping it clean with a par of her own. Ohn with a tester for mere mortals, but not for her. She gets the par as well. And Holly able to get the par here. So
3 pars and a birdie is pretty good on this hole. Very good.
Absolutely. All right. It's the poke and pray time. 230 feet, par 8. What's the best line?
Whichever one you can hit. This hole, this tree in the middle causes a lot of problems, and then there's another tree in the middle.
Yep.
And a bunch more trees after that. Anything you can sort of get to flip up, if you even get around here to give yourself a long putt, skip up the hill.
I've seen forehands on the right side on Anheuser, something with a little bit of stability that kind of fights at the very end. I've seen backhands up the center gut. I mean, there's a lot of options here.
Kristin going with the turnover forehand.
And she's going to get caught early.
Drops her down. There is OB on the left side, too, which sort of compounds it. You can hit a tree, roll out. That looked like she stayed in bounds.
I like the forehand because it avoids that OB a little aggressively. Big skip here from Cadence. That's a fantastic
Awesome shot.
Yeah. It just avoids that OB on the left. If you watch the practice round, you may have witnessed me take the OB right because I'm bad at forehands. But it seems really hard to hit that OB if you throw the forehand.
Yeah.
Oh, man, 2 for 2. Holly making that right side look good. 2 of them up for a putt. Ohn's taking the forehand inside gap,
Flex.
which I wouldn't necessarily recommend, but that's a pretty good result for her for how high that was. That'll be a long putt. Tattar now. Not going to go for that one. She's going to lay it up next to the basket, take a par.
Holly looking for the birdie. Hits the cage.
Yeah, just a little low. Close, though. Ohn trying to extend the lead. Back to 2.
Nice.
Sure.
In for the birdie.
I mean, she makes it look so easy. She's going to walk that one in. Cadence to get a birdie of her own.
Oh, misses a little right.
Has
She's
this
got a bit of a comebacker.
Yeah, 15 feet. Oh, elevator.
Yep.
Gets it to stick, though. She has had a rough stretch of holes that she just taps in her 6th par in a row. I mean, definitely a stretch of holes where there's some tough, 6 and 7 are very tough, but definitely a stretch of holes here. I'm sorry, 5 pars in a row. I can't count. Where she is probably wishing she could have a couple strokes back, try to get a few more birdies there. Hole 9 is her last chance on the front 9 here. What do you need to do to get one?
Hole 9's a par 4, 492 feet. First shot off the tee is going to be a big hyzer to land somewhere in this field. You then proceed down this tunnel, which the basket is at the end of. You really need to put yourself in good position off the tee to make a shot down the tunnel if you want to get the birdie. The road is OB on the right.
Yeah,
Ohn.
Critical error here would to leave that over the road and it not come back in bounds. Ohn actually kind of plays for that kind of skip because she has the forehand approach that works for her game. But if you don't have that kind of forehand, you definitely want to be way more left.
Kristin taking it a little more inside than Ohn did. She looks a bit worried about it. Is getting left.
I don't know what she's worried
But
about. That's
great shot.
Yeah, that's great. She's going to look right at the mouth. That's a pump. Cadence now going low gap. I don't hate this.
Low and flat. A little shorter, right in the middle, though.
Very similar to Tattar. The difficulty will be getting the next shot to carry straight that long.
Holly taking it wide. Come in safe.
I think that's a really happy medium between Tattar's big shot and Cadence's kind of layup. I think that's a really good spot to end up for Holly.
Looks like we're going to go backhand here. We'll turn over. Catches stuff on the right side, but pushes up.
We'll see if she has anything past that down branch. Oh, now. Forehand approach. She was able to make a spectacular shot in round 1. This one buries early. And that opens the door for Tattar to get one of those strokes back.
Yep. Tattar's got to be looking at that shot, hoping to get the birdie and pick up the stroke on Ohn.
Yep.
Needs it.
Like, having the opportunity to get strokes on Ohn, who's been playing so well this tournament, would be an advantage.
See, Kristin here has got a nice line up to the basket. Little flat forehand, slight turnover.
This is cooked. It needs to hit.
Oh.
And it does.
Yep.
That will be a putt. Yeah, 10 feet. Yeah, Ohn averaging 10-18 in rounds 1 and 2. So, that pace is really tough to beat.
That is. Ooh.
This needs to flare, and it doesn't.
Doesn't get the skip.
Ohn's going to need a big putt here, and this kind of opens the door for a 2-stroke swing.
Yep. That would be huge. Going into the back 9.
And just starting fresh.
Yep.
Cadence had nothing.
No. That was a bad spot to be.
Had to pitch. Ohn now to try to save strokes. probably 65 feet. Come
What
on.
a putt.
That's so big.
Oh, you can tell she's pumped about that one, too.
Yeah.
She knew what that meant.
Can't lose the lead here. Big putt from her. Holly now with a birdie opportunity of her own, sitting around 30 feet or so, 25 to 30.
Got it.
Good catch on the high left side. Good pace to get that catch. And now Tattar. She's been struggling on the green a little bit. She needs this to get within one.
Looks like she's having to straddle out pretty wide, but she's got it.
Ooh, I mean, I don't yeah, she's been clean on the front nine so far here. Ohn has a bogey off of that very strange miss. She is 3 down through the front nine here. Kristin Tattar, 5 down with a couple misses here. So, I mean, Tattar, if she can get her putting lined up and continue to throw off the tee like she has been, she might be able to get this taken out of Ohn's hands here. This is going to be an interesting situation on the back nine. Taking a look at scores, as I mentioned, Tattar within 1. Cadence at 17, Holly at 14. They are not in position to really push for the win right now without disasters coming from our 2 leaders. But we're going to see how this all shakes out at the very end. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell whenever we have more content coming out. You'll know about it so you can watch it. And thanks to our Patreon followers. You guys are awesome. Help us continue to do what we love to do, which is make content. Thank you so much, Ceci, for joining me.
Tune back in for the back nine.